Most people struggle to respond when somebody asks the all too familiar question, what do you do? And because of that, they're missing out on marketing opportunities every day. My name is Kurt Stockwell, and as a StoryBrand certified guide with over 11 years of marketing experience, I've helped hundreds of businesses create marketing that actually works. You're listening to the Liner Workshop podcast, and in every episode, you'll learn how to create a powerful one-liner that'll make people want to do business with you. Cammy Presho is the Executive Director of Greater Good Northwest. But I think a better title for Cammy is a nonprofit connector. In this episode, you'll hear how she is a powerhouse in the local community, helping nonprofits reach their goals through connection and collaboration. Cammy knows that many times the best connections are made by other people who spread the word about Greater Good's cause. This means having a clear and repeatable message is critical. Today, we're going to do this by crafting a clear and memorable one-liner. Let's get started. Tell me a little bit about Greater Good Northwest, Cammy.
Yeah. So we are now just a little over a year old, which is super exciting. Our mission is to amplify awareness of the needs of the community and facilitate collaborative impact for the greater good. So that can be on a large scale, like the summit that we just hosted in February, bringing a community together to really talk about bridging divide, building relationships. Or it can be like earlier today where I connect to organizations that I believe are going to be able to help each other meet the mission that they have, incorporating what they're already doing, just making it easier on both. And then it can even mean with an individual who just doesn't know where to get involved in the community, but they want to. So the more that we know about what's going on in the community and can just amplify awareness of that, I think that helps people, in the direction that they want to go. But then the intentional connecting of individuals and organizations is really where our heart is.
And it's mostly nonprofits, right, that are needing to get connected with the people they serve or with each other.
That's the most common with volunteers. Most nonprofits need volunteers all throughout the year, sometimes more so than others if they have a certain campaign or a push for something going on. But it's also been with the school district, connecting them with some resources, and then this is two nonprofits. So it's kind of becoming that full scope collaborative effort that we really had a vision for at the beginning.
Got it. Okay. Who's your main audience that you want to make sure they understand your marketing messaging?
I think it's actually twofold. I think it is to the other nonprofits in the area,
right,
so that they fully understand what our goal is and what we are trying to do, thereby make it easier for them to share information with us, knowing we're not trying to come in and impede or take away anything. And then I do think it is the businesses / individuals wanting to partner, wanting to sow into those nonprofits, whether it is time, talent, testimony, or treasure, whichever way it is, and they just don't know enough about them.
What I hear you saying is Greater Good Northwest wants to connect nonprofit to nonprofit so they can collaborate and get to their ultimate goal more effectively, as well as you want to connect local businesses for their financial support, and maybe even more importantly, the volunteers that could come through that connection. Does that sound right?
Yep, that is spot on.
What I want to do now is take step one in this process of creating a great one-liner. And step one is identifying a problem that anybody can recognize. The goal of a great one-liner is to start the conversation. The journey that everybody takes in understanding what your product is and what problem it solves, and ultimately purchasing or engaging, goes through three main areas, and that is curiosity, enlightenment, and commitment. So the one-liner lives between curiosity and enlightenment. The curiosity is, what do you do? The enlightenment is the answer to the question, what do you do? And it's the first step that people take into this greater journey of enlightenment and then eventually commitment. We want to make sure that the problem makes people curious enough to say, that's so interesting, tell me more. Okay. So it sounds like we've identified that the customer or the hero of the story are nonprofits. And what they're looking for is they have a problem finding resources and volunteers. Is that accurate?
Once again,
Okay. So if we said, and here's the thing too, we're not going to unpack everything Greater Good Northwest does in 2 sentences.
no.
And that's where you create a bad one-liner, is when you try to stuff everything. We're not going to stuff today. So what if we said something like, nonprofits are continually looking for resources and volunteers? Okay. The next step in this journey is we're going to identify, now that we've identified who has the problem, we've identified the problem, we're going to state directly how you uniquely solve that problem we've identified. So this is the solution. What makes Greater Good Northwest unique?
A lot of the phrasing that I use is to walk alongside. I'm not trying to come in. I'm not trying to dominate. I'm never trying to tell you you're doing it wrong. It's to walk alongside you. And at the moment that I can help or pull you into a space, like that's that moment that I want to be able to do that.
So maybe you could say Greater Good Northwest supports nonprofits by creating, would you say meaningful connections? Would you say creating strategic connections?
I like strategic.
Okay, so our solution could be Greater Good Northwest supports nonprofits by creating strategic connections to the resources and volunteers they're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that. Now, the third part of this is the result or the success. And so what we want to do is we want to describe the tangible end result that your customer or these nonprofits will experience. What kind of ravings fans say about Greater Good Northwest?
Really, that we were able to move, whether it's an initiative, a need, we moved it to the next step or the next level.
Here, so let's put it all together. Nonprofits are continually looking for resources, volunteers. Greater Good Northwest supports nonprofits by creating strategic connections to the resources and volunteers they're looking for. These connections allow nonprofits to achieve their goals more quickly.
Yes.
Cool. I like that too. So have you ever heard of ChatGPT?
I only recently saw something of it and I don't even know what it is. I was like, I should really read up on what that is because I'm seeing it more, but
Yeah, so actually I just put our one-liner into ChatGPT, said, make this sound better. So it came up with, nonprofits often have difficulty accessing the resources and volunteers they need to meet their goals. Greater Good Northwest takes the guesswork out of this process, providing strategic connections that enable nonprofits to maximize their potential and reach their objectives more efficiently. Okay, ChatGPT is getting us a little closer. I think we could make it even shorter. Greater Good Northwest provides strategic connections that enable nonprofits to maximize their potential and reach their objectives more efficiently. And we did it in 2 sentences.
I like that. That's beautiful.
I like it.
Dude.
Hey, I think we did a good job. And then we used a little AI generator and it helped us a little bit. And then we put a little bit more human on it and came up with two sentences. I think what we want to go with is that first version, maybe when we have an opportunity to put it in print somewhere. But when you have an opportunity to stand up and say, yeah. Hi, my name's Cammy. Nonprofits always need resources and volunteers to meet their goals. Greater Good Northwest provides strategic connections that enable nonprofits to maximize their potential and reach their objectives more efficiently.
I'm going to blow my B&I group away this week.
There you go. One of the great things with getting a one-liner that is concise is you want to teach it to your team and have everybody be able to repeat it. And especially when you have a booth and you've got some people who are the teams standing there and you coached them up on what to say.
And I have right now, I have our mission statement on the back of my business cards, but I almost like.
You know what? A mission statement is for you. most of the time, mission statements only really are motivating the people inside the four walls of the business. A one-liner is a way better thing to put on a business card than a mission statement. Because it invites people from that curiosity to enlightenment. Once somebody is enlightened about what Greater Good Northwest is, then they are looking for authority. Do you have the authority to say what you're saying? Okay, you've got testimonials, you've got history, you've got experience. They're going to kind of wade through the information there, and then they're going to go, okay, well, I see now their mission statement is X, and that really means something to me now. But we often, businesses just think, let's lead with the mission statement and everybody's going to get on board and be excited about it. Well, if they don't really know the problem that you solved, then why does it matter to them? So yeah, stick this on your business card. That'd be fun. Hey, thanks, Cammy. This was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, that's all for this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Follow the One-Liner Workshop wherever you listen to podcasts. And remember, businesses that succeed in today's marketplace invest in clarity and reject confusion. A one-liner is the first step in creating marketing that works. And if you're ready to take all your marketing to the next level, please visit welldressedwalrus.com and schedule a free consultation with me. I'll see you next time for the next episode of the One-Liner Workshop.